Good evening, everyone, from Davenport Field. It is a beautiful night for baseball. Tonight, the Virginia Cavaliers look to make it 2 wins in a row over Wake Forest. This is the final ACC series of the regular season for the Cavaliers. Last night in Game 1 against Wake Forest, Virginia won 5-4. I want to show you some of that game. Virginia continues to win games with late-inning comebacks. Last night, the Cavaliers were down 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th when they finally got things going. Ryan Zimmerman, with the bases loaded, hits a double to left center. The ball goes all the way to the wall. All 3 runners would score, and the Wahoos are back in the game, down only 4-3. Later in the inning, we have drama. Matt Dunn with the fly ball to left. Zimmerman's going to tag up. Now, he's the tying run. There's going to be a play at the plate, and Zimmerman is called out. Had Virginia lost the game, that play would have been huge. But in the bottom of the 9th, Virginia still down 4-3. Number 9 hitter Tim Henry comes through with the clutch hit. It would score pinch runner Mike Mitchell, and we are tied at 4. Virginia would win the game in the bottom of the 10th when Scott Head hits a 1-out single with the bases loaded. This was the 15th time this season that Virginia has won a game in the final innings. And joining me right now is Virginia head coach Brian O'Connor. Coach, have you ever been around a team that was so resilient?
I'll tell you, Marty, these kids have a tremendous amount of confidence and poise. And when you have that and you have great leadership, you're going to have a lot of ball games like we've had last night. And we've had 15 of those this year, and all of them are equally as important, and it really is what has made this team special.
I think you're now 11-2 in one-run games. How are you getting it done? What's the difference?
I'll tell you, since this coaching staff has arrived at Charlottesville, we've stressed to the kids about winning the one-run games and how they can make a difference in college baseball. But we've done it by executing the fundamentals, and our bunting game, hit and run, moving runners over, and they've done a great job with it, and we've pitched well and played great defense.
They call it small ball. Tell me about it. Is that what you're playing?
Well, it's a little bit of small ball with some players. A guy like Joe Kashansky, who has 13 home runs, you're going to let him stand up there and wail away at it. But certain players we do play small ball with. We bunt a lot and move runners and get them into scoring position, and we're fortunate to be able to do that because we've got great pitching. There
weren't much expectations coming into this season. Did you ever imagine you'd be in this position?
Well, I tell you what, like I said before, we got kids with a lot of heart, we got great leadership, and we've got a very talented ball club that they really believe in one another and believe in the plan that we put together for them. And you have that, you can have a special season, and that's what's happening here.
You've had a lot of late inning drama. Tonight, I would assume you'd want to get off. Forget the drama. Let's get off to a great start.
No, I'd like to see that. These late inning rallies are making me sick to my stomach sometimes, but I'd rather win them than lose them. So the kids are doing a great job.
Coach, good luck tonight. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Marty.
Great. All right, Virginia and Wake Forest tonight, Game 2 of the series. Should be a fun one out here at the ballpark. It starts at 7 o'clock. Tickets are still available. Now, there is other news today. The UVA tennis team playing in the NCAA tournament. Want to show you a score on that. It was Virginia beating American 4-0. They got a point for winning the doubles match and then 3 more points for winning their singles matches. UVA will play either Wake Forest or Mississippi State at 1 p.m. on Saturday. The UVA softball team lost to Maryland 5-3 in the ACC tournament in Tallahassee. That's a double elimination tournament, so UVA will play either Florida State or Georgia Tech tomorrow. And the UVA women's lacrosse team will take on Northwestern in the second round of the tournament. That game will be on Sunday. It's at 3 p.m. at Klockner Stadium. A win would send UVA to the Final Four. And finally, I got to show you this. Last night in the NBA playoffs, the pivotal Game 5 between the Lakers and Spurs. Final seconds, Spurs down 1. Tim Duncan from the top of the key. He hits the go-ahead bucket. And Tim Duncan, can you believe that? But there was still 0.4 seconds left. Enough time for the Lakers guard Derek Fisher to get off a shot. And he hits the game-winning bucket. Lakers win 74-73. The Lakers now lead the series 3-2, heading back to L.A. Again, the first pitch is thrown tonight at 7 o'clock here at Davenport Field. Should be a great game. Virginia and Wake Forest. Guys, we'll have highlights coming up tonight at 11. Well, good evening, everybody. It is history in the making. For the first time ever, the NCAA College Baseball Tournament is being played in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The Cavaliers are the host team in the Charlottesville Regional. Take a look behind me as number 2 seed Vanderbilt is playing 3 seed George Mason right now. They were supposed to start this game at 3 o'clock, but the game was pushed back to 6 because of the rain, and right now it's Vanderbilt leading 2-0. Tonight, the top seed Wahoos will take on 4 seed Princeton. Princeton has 2 of the top players in the country in center fielder B.J. Zemansky and pitcher Ross Ohlendorf. They are 2 reasons why the Cavaliers won't take Princeton lightly.
Between Baseball America and all these other magazines and publications that have written articles about our guys, we can't sneak up on anybody. And it should just be a terrific event here. Again, I think when we come to these type of things, we want to make sure that when we leave, people look and say, you know what, those smart kids can really play baseball too.
Well, Virginia has a couple smart kids of their own, and they got a pretty smart first-year skipper and Brian O'Connor. Coach, let's talk about the pitching matchup tonight. You're going to see two of the best here.
You sure will. Andrew Dobies will go for us, a great left-handed pitcher who is an all-ACC pitcher, and Russ Ohlendorf will go for Princeton, who's projected to be a very high draft pick on Monday in the June draft.
Indeed, and of course that draft, Joe Kashansky is expected to go in that draft as well. So you're going to see three of the top players here expected to be drafted.
There's a lot of great talent on the field tonight, as there is right now, playing in the ball game right now. And B.J. Szymanski, the center fielder for Princeton, is a tremendous ball player. So it's going to be a great matchup. We're probably not going to get started until about 9 o'clock tonight, but it should be a great matchup for local fans.
And talk to me about hosting this regional. First time ever here. It must feel great to be one of these schools, one of the most northern sites as well. Most of the sites in the southeast, but here you are in Charlottesville. What does it mean for your program?
Well, it's a tremendous honor to be able to host one of these 16 sites across the country, and I think it really shows people across the country what we have accomplished in our program this year, and it's a credit to our ball club.
It's likely that you will face Vanderbilt in one of these games here. If not, you won't, not tonight, but probably tomorrow or perhaps tomorrow. What do they bring to the table? They're very similar to you.
They are. They're very similar. They've got great pitching. They play tremendous defense, and they have timely hitting and have won a lot of close ball games this year. So we're both very similar ball clubs, and it should be a good matchup if we ever get a chance to meet.
You're coming off a couple tough losses in the ACC tournament. How's the team feeling coming into this game?
Real positive. You know, once we got the chance to be the regional host and being the #1 seed, I think the kids put the ACC tournament behind them, and they'll be ready to play tonight.
It'll be a late start.
It will be. You know, it's projected to start at 9 o'clock tonight, but according to the NCAA rules, we have to do everything we can to get the ball game in.
And hopefully it's the crowd is not out yet, but I think everybody will be coming once they find out we have a game tonight.
I hope so. You know, we sold this regional out. It's great support by the local community, and I hope everybody comes out no matter what time we start tonight.
Great, Coach. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And best of luck tonight.
Thanks.
All right. It is Virginia and Princeton. They will play tonight, weather permitting. If the rain continues to stay away, we will play. It'll probably be about 9:30. Virginia and Princeton. That's coming up tonight, and we will have highlights at 11. Well, good evening from Scott Stadium. The Virginia Cavaliers will play their first game here in less than a month. That'll be on September 11th when they host North Carolina. The Cavs actually begin the season in 16 days when they travel up to Philadelphia to take on Temple. Now, today was a chance for the fans to get up close and personal with the players. This year's team will go into the season with very high expectations. They begin the season ranked 16th in the nation. Now, today was Meet the Team Day here at Scott Stadium. The event was free and open to the public. It was a chance for fans to get autographs and have pictures taken with the players. Now, this is also Media Day. It's a chance for us to talk to the players and coaches. After just a week of practice, head coach Al Groh has said his team seems to have good chemistry. I talked with the head Cavalier earlier today. Are you going to feel prepared to start in 16 days?
Getting pretty close, isn't it? But, you know, the other guys got to be there in 16 days, too. I would say the progression has been very positive. The team has it has the #1 thing that a team needs to really develop into something that's got a terrific harmony amongst itself.
Marcus Hagans, he's going to be your guy. Tell me how he differs from Matt Schaub and how this offense will look different.
Well, #1, by about 8 inches of height. That certainly is, and by quite a few notches on the clock in speed. Marcus knows our offense. The offense is going to remain essentially the same. Just as we put certain things in to exploit Matt's strengths, we'll put certain things in to exploit Marcus's strengths.
Now, there are two big reasons why expectations are very high this season. First of all, the Cavaliers have 3 outstanding running backs in Wally Lundy, Alvin Pierman, and Michael Johnson, and they will run behind an offensive line that has every starter returning from last season. And second, the defense. They have one of the best defenses in the nation and some of the best linebackers, including Ahmad Brooks, who missed the last couple days of practice for personal reasons, but he was here today at Media Day. Now, the big change this season is at quarterback. Matt Schaub is out. He's in the NFL. Marcus Hagans is in.
I mean, it feels fun, but with that comes responsibility. But I think the main thing is I have a lot of talent around me, and I think they'll be able to help me out. So I don't feel any added pressure or anything like that. But at the same time, I think it's going to be a fun road.
How's your quarterback, Marcus Hagans, looking?
Oh, he's great, man. He's coming along together. I mean, he ain't no different than, he's going to be everything that you expect him to be. He's going to lead the offense down the field, put points on the board, and we're going to do our job on defense.
Wally, do you feel like this team can achieve something special this year?
I do feel like that, but I also think the whole team feels like that. I mean, you can tell it's like a certain chemistry about us. I mean, I think everybody's focused and everybody can see that something big is going to happen.
I mean, I feel like this is the year. We're loaded at every position, you know, talent-wise, probably the best out there. I feel like, you know, we're ready to make a run.
Can't wait, man. It's just, you know, the fans, they give a lot of support. And just knowing that you're out there playing in front of a lot of fans and everybody's watching you just makes you feel good inside.
Well, the 2004 season gets underway 2 weeks from Saturday. The Cavs will be up in Philadelphia to take on Temple. The team will spend the next couple weeks getting ready for that game behind closed doors. At Scott Stadium, I'm Marty Hutloff. NBC29 News continues after this. Jason, the story here in Blacksburg for the Virginia Cavaliers, missed opportunities. Both teams played a tough, scoreless first half, but Virginia in that half missed the field goal, had it blocked. They also fumbled inside the Virginia Tech 10-yard line. Then in the fourth quarter, they had it 3rd and goal, couldn't get in, stopped at the 1-yard line, had to settle for a field goal. Afterwards, the players and coach talking about missed opportunities.
I guess you don't need a calculator to figure out that we left 14 points out there. All right, now, with all due respect to, I mean, clearly that's how we say it. With all due respect to the Virginia Tech defense, I think they can clearly say to themselves they saved 14 points. I thought Brian Randall played a spectacular game and was, in the long run, the difference in the game.
I think they did a nice job of playing inside the 10-yard line. That's times when we need to score, and they did a good job of stopping us.
I mean, we just let the game get away from us, you know, in the second half. I mean, we played our hearts out the whole game, and then, you know, they made some big plays. We made some big plays too, but they just made more big plays than we did.
You know, we want to take some shots down the field, and like I said, it wasn't necessarily in the coverage that we wanted them to be in, but Josh Heim did a great job of beating this guy down the field and beat the high safety and put the ball over him. He made a good catch. And on the second one, they was playing exactly what we wanted them to. They had bump coverage out there and man on man, so you give your receiver a chance to make a play, and Josh did a great job.
With the 24-10 loss here to Virginia Tech, it looked like Virginia might fall down to 4th place and into that Tangerine Bowl in Orlando. But we found out after the game that Virginia will decline an invitation to the Tangerine Bowl because it falls during the university's exam period on December 21st. So Virginia will not go to the Tangerine Bowl. Where they end up is anybody's guess. In Blacksburg, Marty Hutloff, NBC29 Sports.
All right, Marty, good work down there. And now for more on this developing story, we're going to go to Marty Hutloff, who has more on Anderson's career as a UVA football player. Marty.
Thanks, Joe. The Virginia football team will not have to worry about this being a distraction. UVA head coach Al Groh says Ottawa Anderson will not play for the Virginia Cavaliers this season. Coach Groh says that's because of Anderson's off-the-field issues. Now, Anderson was Virginia's top returning wide receiver. He had 31 catches for 369 yards last year with 2 touchdowns. The Norfolk native started every game in 2003. This marks the 2nd year in a row Virginia will be without their top returning wide receiver. Michael McGrew missed last season with a broken leg. Anderson was supposed to be a starter this season with McGrew in the Virginia lineup. Now here's what Coach Groh had to say to the Roanoke Times, talking about his team as a family. Quote, "Strong families have standards and values that must be complied with. We will emphasize to Ottawa and all the team members that we abhor abusive behavior. There's no justification for abusive behavior." Now with Anderson out, look for sophomore Dion Williams to take his place. Another sophomore, Fontel Mines from Richmond, also will compete for Anderson's spot. Now keep in mind, wide receiver was not one of Virginia's strong spots coming into the season, so the loss of a veteran wide receiver like Ottawa Anderson certainly will be a big blow.
Okay, Marty Hutloff live in the newsroom tonight. Thanks. And Joe Holden live at the magistrate's office.
For now, I'm live at the University of Virginia. Grant Lotus, Dateline 29 News.
Thank you, Grant. We have more about this incident. As we've mentioned, 4 of the men involved in this are University of Virginia football players. Our Marty Hutloff is in the newsroom with a look at who these players are. Hi, Marty.
Hello, Dave. First, just a little bit more about the victim, Jermaine Winborn. He was Virginia's starting safety last year as a senior and is graduating in 2 weeks. Jermaine Winborn had a great year last year, 69 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions, including this pick here against Western Michigan. Winborn was not taken in the NFL draft this past weekend, but there was a chance he could get a workout with some NFL team. As for Marcus Hagans, most folks know the name, and I want to make it clear that he's only been charged with disorderly conduct. Hagans is the heavy favorite to be Virginia's starting quarterback this fall. He started 1 game last year at quarterback and did pretty well. Hagans passed for 3 touchdowns against Western Michigan. He also saw time last year as a punt returner and wide receiver. He's only 5'10", but has tremendous athletic ability. Now, Kenneth Hines, a freshman safety who's charged with vandalism, did not see much playing time last year, nor did a freshman Brandon Cortez Lee, who's charged with disorderly conduct. So far, there's no comment from the Virginia Athletic Department on last night's events. All 3 football players charged in this altercation will have a court date on May 4th.
Okay, Marty Hutloff live in our newsroom tonight. Thanks for that report. We'll continue to cover this story for you.
Sarah, this is one of those games where everybody is watching, kind of like Monday Night Football in the NFL. The players love it because everybody's watching back home. Mom and dad, grandma. Coaches love it because it's a great recruiting tool. Believe me, there's not a college program in America that doesn't want to play on ESPN's Thursday Night Football. Now, Virginia hasn't played on a Thursday home game on ESPN in 7 years, but playing in prime time is not a new thing for the Cavaliers. Remember last year, the Wahoos had a Saturday night game against Florida State on ESPN here at Scott Stadium. Virginia lost that game by 5 points. Coach Groh likes these night games at home because at night that home field advantage becomes even greater as fans they've had all day to pre-party and get psyched up for the game. Coach knows this is also a great chance to showcase his team to the world.
I think it certainly is a powerful way to get exposure to your university and your school. For as we say, it is it's the national game on Thursday night. There are some teams who, when the Thursday night games first started coming on, you know, they'd play anybody, any place on Thursday night just to get exposure to it, to the rest of the country.
You're gonna have your family up here, your family back home watching, friends tuning in, people you went to high school tuning in. Like I said, it's all eyes on you. I mean, this is one of those games, you know, you come to college, you dream about, you know. Like I said, guys are just excited to go play on Thursday night, show the world what we're capable of. I mean, I think it's a good opportunity for us to play on national television, but none of the hoopla or all the extra stuff going into the game is going to help us win. Once we step between the white lines, it's still going to be a football game for 60 minutes. So, I mean, that's all that really matters.
Marcus Hagans, all business there. Hey, what's it going to take to beat the Clemson Tigers? Coming up at 6 o'clock, we will talk with Coach Groh and hear more from the players as we break down this big Thursday night football game.
All right, Marty, thank you.
Well, the game everybody is waiting for is just about an hour away. The Virginia Cavaliers will be 16.5-point favorites as they take on the Clemson Tigers. The 10th-ranked Wahoos are undefeated at 4-0. Clemson, on the other hand, their backs are to the wall. They are 1-3. Now, don't be fooled by Clemson's record. This is still a very talented football team. At the start of the season, Clemson was picked to finish 3rd in the ACC, ahead of Virginia. Coach Groh says Clemson will be the fastest team they faced so far this season. They've got 2 outstanding players on defense in safety Travis Pudge and linebacker Leroy Hill. But their biggest weapon may be at quarterback. Senior Charlie Whitehurst is one of the best in the nation. He's struggled a bit so far this season because defenses have put a lot of pressure on him. That's something the Cavaliers will have to do tonight. But Whitehurst is the type of guy that can change the game.
You can take a sack and turn it into a completed pass, and lots of games that teams win when they have these kind of players. Say if the player had to make a play, that's why we're always talking about playmakers. You got to have playmakers.
All right, another thing to watch out for tonight, Clemson's Justin Miller. He leads the ACC with 3 kick returns for touchdowns. Miller leads Clemson in scoring and leads the conference in all-purpose yardage. That's unbelievable considering the junior defensive back hasn't even played 1 snap on offense. So the UVA special teams better be on the lookout for him. Now, as for the Virginia Cavaliers, they have the nation's top-ranked passer in Marcus Hagans. He has been outstanding this season. He leads the nation in completion percentage at 76%. Hagans loves to get outside the pocket. his favorite play is the bootleg. Now, the bootleg has been one of Virginia's most effective plays. It lets Hagans use his athleticism. When he gets out of the pocket, he can either take it himself, as he did here against Temple, or he can throw it on the run like he did against Syracuse, hitting Heath Miller for a big play. Hagans says he wants the Cavaliers to be the best bootleg team in America. Hagans, speaking for his coach, says Groh wants the same thing.
I think he's sending me a message. I don't recall saying that, but maybe if I say it, the coach will do it.
I love running the bootleg, so it's one of the patent things in the offense. We want to be one of the best bootleg teams in the nation, so it's fun to get out on the edge and try to make something happen.
Well, tonight's game here at Scott Stadium is sold out. We told you last half an hour how the players love to play on Thursday night. Here's what the players think about what the atmosphere will be like inside the stadium.
This place is gonna be rocking come Thursday night. You know, something different for the campus. You know, a Thursday night game. So I expect the fans to be, you know, have that place rocking on Thursday.
Always a dogfight with these two teams. Hey, lots going on this weekend here on the grounds. Take a look here in the Cavalier Weekend Preview.
Cavalier Weekend Preview is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust.
The Virginia women's soccer team will look to return to its winning ways in the first game of a soccer doubleheader Saturday at Klockner Stadium. Steve Swanson's club took 28 shots against Maryland Tuesday, but failed to find the net in a scoreless tie.
I think the most important thing for us is that we're playing well and we're doing the little things that have got us to where we are right now. I'm confident in our kids. I mean, sometimes you're playing against the game more than anything else, and our game can be cruel at times. You know, we took 28 shots and didn't finish one, but we created some very good chances, and at the end of the day, I think that's the most important thing for me at this stage.
The men's soccer team follows the women with a game against Davidson Saturday at 7:30. Elsewhere, the volleyball team hosts the Florida ACC schools Friday and Saturday. And the field hockey team completes a busy weekend when the Cavaliers meet Princeton Sunday at noon.
But first things first, Virginia battles Clemson here tonight at Scott Stadium. The Cavaliers have a record of 3-4 on ESPN's Thursday Night Football. Clemson, they've played on ESPN's Thursday Night Football 5 times. They have never won. Coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll be live out here. We'll have all the highlights. Folks, enjoy the game. NBC29 News continues after this. Well, it had been a long time since Virginia had a home football game on ESPN's Thursday Night Football. The Cavaliers were looking to stay undefeated. They came in with a record of 4-0. They were going to take on a Clemson team which had their backs against the wall. Clemson has started the year losing 3 of their first 4, a must-win for Clemson. Now, let's show you the highlights. A great crowd and a great atmosphere for football here tonight. Here come the Cavaliers on Thursday night. Everybody is fired up. Now, Clemson got the ball first, and they looked impressive. This is Charlie Whitehurst finding his tight end, Ben Hall. And look at the big guy. This is a 56-yard pickup before Jermaine Hardy tackles him down. Big play for them. Moments later, Clemson, they cap off the drive with this Whitehurst pass to Dwayne Coleman. An 80-yard, 6-play drive. Clemson is up 7-0. Now, here's Virginia on their first possession. They came right back down the field. Marcus Hagans finding Dayon Williams. The Virginia drive that would end there at the 2-yard line, they would have to settle for a Connor Hughes field goal. It is now 7-3, but Virginia, they do get some points out of it. Would have liked the touchdown. Second quarter, now 10-3 Clemson. It's Hagans dumping it off to Wally Lundy. Lundy with the great run. He picks up 15 yards, but again, the drive stalls, and they settle for another Hughes field goal. The Clemson lead, though, cut to 10-6. Later in the quarter, Hagans looking, and fires over the middle. He's got the big guy, Heath Miller. Miller time, a 32-yard pickup. And then moments later, after Heath Miller gets a pat on the back, it's the big guy again. Hagans on the bootleg. He said it's his favorite play. It's Miller stretching the ball over that goal line for the touchdown. Virginia is up 13-10. And Virginia's defense, well, they made it stand up here in the first half. Taking a look at the hit here from Kai Parham. Whoa! Kai Parham stacking them up behind the line of scrimmage. Virginia up 13-10 at halftime. Third quarter, 16-10 Virginia. Hagans giving it to Alvin Pierman, and look at that run, about 20 yards. Same drive. Now in the fourth quarter, it's Pierman again going to the far side. And look at that, he's gonna turn the corner and get in for the score. Virginia up 23-10. But later on, Clemson, they're going to try to rally, get back in this thing. Behind the play of Whitehurst, one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. Back to pass, and look at this. It's picked off by Virginia's Tony Franklin. Oh, the Cavaliers are feeling it. It's going to be their day. They're going to pull this thing out. And soon after that, Virginia ices it. Hagens hands to Pierman. Pierman with his second touchdown on the night. Virginia wins 30-10. Virginia improves to 5-0. Virginia now with 8 wins in a row overall. 464 yards of total offense. Now let me show you some other stats from tonight. Marcus Hagens, 225 yards and a touchdown. 14 for 26. Alvin Pierman, 17 carries for him, 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wally Lundy, he was tough between the tackles today. 20 carries for 85 yards. Dayon Williams, nice looking sophomore. 5 catches for 82 yards, and the Virginia defense, 212 yards allowed. That's impressive. They came up with the interception that you saw. Cavaliers improved to 5-0. Here's what Coach Groh had to say moments ago in his press conference.
Well, I was impressed by the talent on the Clemson team coming into the game. I was impressed with the talent on the Clemson team during the course of the game. I thought they gave us a pretty good go. And so in view of that, I thought it was a good, solid win for us.
Al Groh there, he's got to be excited. His team is 5-0. Boy, do they play a huge game next week. Virginia will play down in Tallahassee. The Seminoles have lost 1 game. Virginia is undefeated. That is another nationally televised game on ESPN, by the way. A huge game for Virginia. That's a Saturday night game again in prime time, so we're looking forward to that. Now, we're going to talk more about the game here in just a moment, but first, I want to show you what's going on, other sporting events on the ground this weekend. Here's the Cavalier Weekend Preview.
Cavalier Weekend Preview.
Sunday at noon.
Okay, and some baseball scores to show you tonight because I know everybody was watching football. Nobody even knows what's going on in the playoffs. It was the Braves over the Astros 4-2. That series is now tied at 1 apiece for Kyle there with the game-winning homer. And the other score today in the American League, this is a later game here out west. It's the St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Well, maybe we're not going to have that one for you. That game, well, there it is. It's in the 8th inning. It's not over yet. Cardinals 6-3 over the Dodgers. Again, a great win for the Virginia Cavaliers. They are now 5-0 on the season. They have won 8 in a row overall. Again, next week going to be down in Tallahassee, Saturday night against the Florida State Seminoles. Game on national TV. Doesn't get any better than that.
So, Marty, wrap this all up for us. With the team's performance tonight, how do you think they'll do going into Tallahassee?
I think they're going to do very well. You're going to see 2 very good teams, Adam. Virginia played really well tonight. They got off to that slow start. Maybe that's kind of the kick that they needed. But Clemson went down the field and scored on them. But Virginia showed that Virginia won this game by 20 points. Yeah. That's a very good Clemson football team. Virginia wins by 20. I think it's going to be a great game at Florida State next week.
All right, Marty, thank you. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Well, good evening, everybody, from University Hall. The 100th season of Cavalier basketball tips off tonight. The Wahoos host Robert Morris at 7:30 in their season opener. Most of the basketball experts have picked Virginia to finish 8th in the newly expanded and tough ACC. That's because there's still a lot of question marks surrounding this year's team. But there is reason for optimism. For the last 2 seasons, Coach Pete Gillen has lacked the type of point guard that is needed to run his up-tempo offense. Now it appears he has 2. You're looking at video from a couple exhibition games this season. Take a look at number 44, Sean Singletary. He's a highly touted freshman out of Philadelphia. He can really push the ball up the court and defend. You'll hear more about him in a minute. The other point guard is up-and-comer sophomore TJ Bannister. Bannister was a big reason why Virginia went on that great run at the end of last season as UVA knocked off Wake Forest in North Carolina. The leaders of the team are all in the front court. Senior co-captains Devin Smith, Jason Clark, and Elton Brown. They've never experienced a trip to the NCAA tournament, and they know it's now or never.
This is it right here. I don't have it next year. As far as trying to get goals, personal goals, and things like that, I have no choice but to go to the NCAA tournament. A lot of people want to see me take my team to the NCAA tournament, and I feel that it's going to take a lot. And this team got the talent. I mean, we can play with anybody in the country, like Coach said, and we showed it last year.
So now I think we realize what we have to do to compete in the league. And for the seniors, we just coming out every day trying to show the young guys the ropes and just let them know what this team is all about and what we're trying to accomplish.
We want to hopefully not be a question in the last week of the season, the last game or 2.
But, you know, it's, again, we're playing great teams, great competition. But I think our guys are good enough to respond to that. I think we have experience, we have confidence, and I think we have good players.
Now, I mentioned at the top there are still some question marks surrounding this year's team. We are lucky to have Pekulon's top assistant, Walt Fuller, join us here live. Coaches in charge of the big guys. Let's talk about those big guys. Elton Brown, Jason Clark, what do they have to do better this year to get this team to the NCAA tournament?
Well, we have to work more collectively as a unit inside. We got to rebound the ball better in numbers, and I think the guys have done a good job, and we're concentrating on that area, and we'll convey it today in tonight's game.
Coach says that Elton Brown and Jason Clark are happy-go-lucky guys. They're fun guys. Do they have the physical and mental toughness it takes to get this team to the next level?
I think so. I mean, they work very hard on their bodies and the mental aspect of the game. So I'm looking forward to the seniors really stepping up this year.
A lot of anticipation surrounding Sean Singletary. Big guys like a point guard that can get them the ball. Right. A lot of folks will see him for the first time tonight. What does he bring to the table?
Well, first I'd like to say he and TJ doing a great job, but Sean brings quickness, toughness, and leadership, and a lot of athleticism, and he's got a lot of enthusiasm for the game, so we're looking forward to having him.
How much better does he make this team this year?
I just think in terms of quickness, he adds another dimension at both sides of the floor that we haven't maybe not had in the past, so we're looking forward to stepping up for us.
Coaches don't like to look ahead, but Arizona is here on Sunday. You will get
take care tonight.
That's true, but we will get a pretty good early test of how good this team is on Sunday, huh?
Well, I think, obviously they give a great program, great tradition, but as I said, we're going one day at a time. We want to take care of tonight, and then we'll worry about that later.
Coach Fuller, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, Marty. I'd like to say a quick hello to my wife and my new son, Cameron, was just born on Sunday.
Congratulations to you. A dad for the second time, right?
That's right.
Great.
Both born on the same day, believe that or not.
Great. Coach Fuller, thank you very much. Great. Coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll have highlights and post-game reaction of the big Virginia game. Plus, we'll hear from Coach Groh on the football game tomorrow, Virginia at Georgia Tech. I will see you then. NBC29 News continues after this. Redskins training camp is underway here in Ashburn, Virginia, and just like in years past, there is a sense of optimism. But this year, there is a new feel, a new attitude, a new belief that the work put in during training camp will translate into wins during the regular season. It's all because of one man. Head coach Joe Gibbs is back in town. At 63 years old, Joe Gibbs looks as energized as ever during this third day of training camp. After 12 years away from football, Gibbs comes back to the team he led to 3 Super Bowl championships. He has the respect of the players. His style and the way he goes about business and practice is much different than former head coach Steve Spurrier.
A lot more intense. I mean, you can tell that, Coach ain't sparing no expense on nobody. He wants 110% from the time you step on the field to the time you leave. And I think everybody's got to understand it, and he's let us know that whether you're making the most money or making the least money, he's going to play the guy that's performing best and doing exactly what he's asking him to do.
Just the demeanor, just the people out here, just the coaching staff, the players, and I can look in their eyes and tell they want it. I can look in there, ain't nobody nagging nobody out here. We getting work to death, they not nagging nobody, we like it. We know if we want to win, we're going to have to put the work in now. You win here.
Very intense. We're always working. We're never taking breaks out there. They demand a lot out of us, and we're giving it to them.
I think the biggest thing for me is the crowd, the fans, and to see their support. And I said the first day we came for practice, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. They were already lined up on the road. I feel bad for them because you can't get many autographs because we're on the rush and going as fast as we are. But I really appreciate our fans.
The Redskins had 2 productive practices on this day, the second coming in the afternoon after a huge rainstorm. The highlight of the day, speedster Lavernius Coles making a splashing impression upon the coaches, going all out for a pass and ending up wet.
I gave myself a scare for a minute when I was running. I looked up and I seen the river, and not being able to see what's at the bottom of it, you don't know whether you're going to be able to turn an ankle or what. So luckily I came out of it okay, and I was just, now I got to deal with the guys in film later on tonight. That's about it.
The biggest story here, who will be the Redskins' starting quarterback this season? Will it be incumbent Patrick Ramsey or newcomer Mark Brunell? Head coach Joe Gibbs says he will not name his starter until around the Redskins' 5th and final preseason game. In Ashburn, Marty Hutloff, NBC29 Sports. Hello, everybody, and happy holidays from Boise, Idaho. On Monday afternoon, the 18th-ranked Virginia Cavaliers will try to win their third straight bowl game. The Wahoos will take on Fresno State in the NPC Computers Bowl. Now, a friend of mine told me before I came out to Boise that I'm going to love Boise. It's one of the most beautiful places that I'll ever get to visit. But then he added, "Oh, you're going at the wrong time of the year." The temperature was not too bad today, around 40 degrees here in Idaho's state capital. Boise is the largest city in Idaho with a population about 125,000. It sits in the valley on the edge of the mountains, and you can see it is a beautiful town. Now, the annual bowl game here in Boise is known for two things: cold weather and the blue field. This blue AstroTurf was originally put in 1986. It was dyed blue at a fiber plant in Georgia. And believe it or not, the Smurf turf has become kind of a tourist attraction. This bowl game here on the campus of Boise State University started out being called the Humanitarian Bowl in 1997. Now, in the day of corporate sponsorships, for the first time it is being called the NPC Computers Bowl. The Virginia Cavaliers did not practice here today. The guys did work out on the blue turf earlier this week. And yes, that is snow that was coming down on Wednesday during practice. Look at that. The guys have had a chance to have some fun out here too. They went snowmobiling and they also took part in a bowling tournament. You see Marcus Weeks there. The tournament helped a local charity. This is not the bowl game that Virginia wanted to be in, but now that they're here, they're focused on having a 9-win season. Earlier today, both teams had their pre-bowl press conference.
They're a very strong running team. It's a non-finesse running game. You know, it's like a boxer who just comes out and goes to the body. There's no bob and weave with these guys. Okay, they're going to come out and go to the body right away. And you know, we kind of play a no-nonsense defense ourselves.
It's going to be a physical game. This is going to be a downhill, no fair dodging type of game. Both teams play that style, and it's going to be a game that's going to be settled like most games by field position, ball security, those type of things. And there's going to be some tough sledding out there, and people are going to have to make big plays to win this football game.
Get to play on the blue turf, you know, something you watch on TV all the time. So, I mean, it should be fun, you know. It's been fun. The city has embraced us very well, so we really appreciate the opportunity to be out here.
I don't think they have any respect for us, but it doesn't really bother me too much.
Yeah, I don't feel like they have respect for us either, but come tomorrow afternoon, they will.
They're a good team. They win, show that, and we have the utmost respect for them, and you know, we're just gonna go out here and try to play a hard football game.
Both UVA and Fresno State come in with records of 8-3. The Virginia Cavaliers are the highest-ranked team to ever play here in the Boise Bowl. The Wahoos are listed as 6-point favorites. Now, something to keep in mind, the last two times an ACC team has faced a team from the WAC conference in the Boise Bowl, the ACC has dominated. Last year, Georgia Tech blew out Tulsa by 42 points, and in 2001, Clemson beat Louisiana Tech by 25 points. The Cavaliers will look to continue the trend on Monday afternoon. In Boise, Marty Hutloff, NBC29 Sports. Coming into the NPC Computers Bowl, the Virginia Cavaliers had never won a game in overtime. 0-3 lifetime. They still have never won a game in overtime, falling to the Fresno State Bulldogs 37-34. The Virginia offense gets it done, 34 points. Coach Groh was pleased with that, but it was the defense which ultimately let them down.
We had a chance to make a play on the ball in the end zone at the end, and their kid made a great throw, put the ball up there where only one guy could catch it, and their guy did an excellent job, almost like that Dwight Clark catch many years ago that's so well remembered. Okay, that's what I thought of when I saw it. He threw the ball up in the same spot, and the guy went up in the same place and got it. Okay, obviously right there, we make a play on that play, the game's over, and we're all a lot happier.
Fresno State beat Virginia through the air. Bulldog quarterback Paul Pinniger threw for 5 touchdowns, including the game winner to Steven Spock in overtime.
Well, we certainly would have liked to have played a lot better. We congratulate Fresno State. They did a lot of things necessary to win the game. And we're certainly very disappointed in the result. We disappointed ourselves, and we disappointed a lot of people.
Virginia cruised in the first half, scoring touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. UVA led by 11 at halftime, but the Bulldogs chipped away at the lead in the second half.
The second half, our defense really played up, and our offense really was able to run the football, and it really opened it up for our passing game. We were very balanced today, but you know, my hat's off to Virginia. That's a fine football team.
The Virginia Cavaliers finished the season with a record of 8-4, the same record as last season. Only this year they don't have a bowl win to show for it. In Boise, Marty Hutloff, NBC29 Sports.
The Cavaliers will try to start their first ACC winning streak of the season. Marty Hutloff is out at U-Hall with a look at tonight's matchup. Hi, Marty.
Hi, Sarah. Tonight against Florida State is a great chance for the Virginia Cavaliers to put together back-to-back wins in the ACC. Pete Gillen's guys, they're feeling a little bit better about themselves after knocking off North Carolina State down in Raleigh on Saturday night. Big win for them. Now, the Cavaliers are only 2-7 in the ACC, but keep in mind they had the same record at this time last year when they got hot and beat 3 ranked opponents. Now, Florida State was one of the teams that Virginia beat early in the ACC season last year. You may remember Florida State led at halftime in that game at University Hall, but then Devin Smith got hot, scoring all 21 of his points after halftime as the Cavaliers beat the Seminoles in overtime 76-67. I talked with some of the UVA players yesterday. They think the win over NC State was the confidence boost they need to get back on the right track.
The NC State game was a big game for us, and coming into playing Florida State, we have a lot of confidence. A lot of players are really starting to figure, yeah, I can do this. So yeah, everybody has confidence, and we're all playing together. So got to keep going forward.
TJ Bannister there. Tip-off tonight is at 7:30 p.m. The big question is, will Virginia use the spread offense and try to slow the pace of the game down? That strategy was successful Saturday night in Raleigh against NC State. We'll talk more about that when I join you tonight at 6 inside University Hall.
I guess they're all must-win games from here, Marty.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
See
Marty.
you then.
Good evening, everybody from University Hall. Tonight, the Cavaliers, with a record of 2-7 in the ACC, take on Florida State, who is 3-6. It is a great chance for the Wahoos to put together back-to-back wins in the ACC for the first time this season. Remember, the Cavaliers are coming off of a big win Saturday night at NC State. In that game, the Cavaliers went with a small lineup and used a spread offense. The Wahoos slowed down the pace of the game, and it worked. Virginia pulled out a 64-62 win in a low-scoring affair. Jason Kane got the start over Elton Brown, and he responded well with 7 points. But most importantly, he gave the Cavs a strong inside presence on the defensive end, something missing since Jason Clark was suspended for the season. The Cavaliers also started a small backcourt with both point guards, Sean Singletary and TJ Bannister. Bannister responded with a season-high 14 points. The slow-it-down offense may be just as effective tonight against the struggling Florida State team. When I talked with the Cavalier players yesterday, they admitted they were not excited about the spread offense that Coach Gillen was implementing. But after seeing the results, they say we have to do what it takes to win.
I mean, you know, it wasn't one of our favorite, but, you know, like you said, it was something that we had to do, you know, because he thought, you know, it's going to help us win, and it did. So, I mean, if it helped us then, you know, why not use it later? But anything that's going to help us win, you know, I don't mind. We don't mind, you know, doing. So whatever's help us win, you know, we got to do it.
It's a great offense. I mean, he tells us, we get the rebound to push it, and if we don't have anything out, then bring it back and just pass around for a little bit. And if Devin and JR, they have the open shot to take it. But it gives us a chance to really show our game and show what we could do, break people off on defense. And it's kind of hard to guard me, Sean, and JR, and Devin like that. Yeah, you'll see a whole lot more of it, I'm sure.
Now, Pete Gillen has not tipped his hand as to what type of offense we will see tonight or who will start. Again, Virginia is 2-7 in the ACC, but keep in mind they were 2-7 at this point in the conference last season when they got hot and they beat 3 ranked opponents. Now, tonight's game against Florida State is a 7:30 p.m. tip-off. It is not on local TV, but we will have highlights for you tonight at 11 o'clock. Right now, we want to introduce you to our Sprint Scholar Athlete of the Week this week. Someday he hopes to go to a military institution. Right now, he's pinning opponents and relying on a bag full of candy for energy. Grant Lotus reports. I used to love those Mike and Ikes. That'll do it from here. Virginia and Florida State tip off in about an hour. Also tonight in the ACC, number 2 ranked North Carolina takes on 7th ranked Duke. That's a game you can see right here on NBC29 tonight at 9 o'clock. I'll see you tonight at 11 after the game. NBC29 News continues after this. Good evening, everybody. The Virginia Cavaliers have played their final regular season home game. It was a 9 p.m. tip-off tonight against NC State here at University Hall. The Wolfpack came in with a record of 6-8, a big game for them as they're looking to try to get an NCAA tournament bid. The Wahoos started the night 4-10 in the ACC. It was senior night at University Hall, the final home game for seniors Devin Smith and Elton Brown, but it was NC State who got off to the quick start. Engen Atsur, the drive, and the bucket off the glass. Wolfpack up 8-0 to start the game. At the other end, Cavaliers answer the alley-oop. Watch this, TJ Banster, he's throwing it up. Oh, and Devin Smith throwing it down. The comeback, though, it would continue with Devin Smith later in the half. Late in the half, three-pointer is good, and UVA cuts the deficit to just one. Later in the half, Singletary, watch him, the nice little drive here, off the glass. We got a tie game at 31. But NC State scores the last 5 points of the half, capped off by Ilyan Evdomov, the three-pointer right there. Wolfpack led 36-31 at the half. After the break, Wolfpack up 3, but look at Devin Smith here. The three-pointer, it's good. We're tied at 38. 13 points for the senior tonight. And shortly thereafter, though, NC State, they go on a little bit of a run. Atsur, the three-pointer, good. Wolfpack up 5. And then later, NC State attacking inside to Julius Hodge. Watch the nice pass here. He lays it in. Virginia falls tonight 82-72. Cavs fall to 4-11 in the ACC. NC State improves to 7-8 in the conference. We'll have a post-game reaction for you tomorrow morning. Now, as I mentioned, Devin Smith scored 13 points tonight in his final regular season home game. He's had a great season and a great career here at Virginia. For more on him, here's the Cavalier Minute. Back live at University Hall. It was also a big night in high school hoops. Right now we're going to send it over to Brad Lewis in our Shenandoah Valley newsroom for more on that. The Virginia Cavaliers come into the ACC tournament on a 5-game losing streak. Their head coach, Pete Gillen, probably will not be back next year unless the Hoos can run off 4 straight victories and win the ACC tournament. It is hard to be optimistic right now, but the Virginia players say they are confident that they can beat Miami tonight. The guys also say they still believe in their head coach, Pete Gillen, although they've heard the rumors that this may be the last time they play for him.
It is out there, but I mean, I haven't given up hope on Coach Gillen or the coaching staff. Because I mean, I'm just going. I hope the team, buys into it. Like I said before, just buy into it. I mean, not give up hope because we know if we make it into the big dance or whatever, then he'll be here. Or if not, then that's just a shame. But I mean, I don't think that we need to. I think it'll be pretty tough for us to start over a young group, start over with a new coach.
I enjoy working with the players. I'm frustrated we're not doing better. I feel like a lot of times we're climbing uphill, but we can win, but we don't have a big margin of error. We have to have a lot of guys play with us. We have good players, but my frustration is, we have good players that are not playing as well as they can play. You know what I mean? Like J.R. Reynolds can shoot the ball better than he can, and I know Elton can play better. You know what I mean? Guys can play better than they're doing, and they've done that. But right now, we got to get them going again.
We can match up with anybody. Bottom line, we can match up with anybody in the ACC 1 through 11, but it's just the fact, do we come out and play? And if we don't come out and play, we can't match up with anybody. If we just got one person on that game and the other 4 ain't, we're not going to win. And we got to have all 5 on all cylinders.
I want to play as many games as I can with my teammates. I'm not ready for this thing to be over with yet. So, I'm just trying to do all I can, to help the team to win.
The seniors, they just want to keep on playing. Tip-off tonight for the Virginia-Miami game is at 7 o'clock. It is only on ESPN. That's where you can see it. Miami is favored by 3 points this evening. Of course, we'll have highlights and post-game reaction for you tonight at 11. At the MCI Center in Washington, I'm Marty Hutloff, NBC29 Sports.
The Virginia men's basketball team needs a win in the ACC tournament or risk finishing with its worst record since Pete Gillen's first year with the Wahoos. Our Marty Hutloff is in the nation's capital tonight with all your need-to-know info on the Cavaliers.
Well, Brad, you see the nation's capital here over my shoulder. About 8 blocks from there is the MCI Center. It is the site of the 2005 ACC men's basketball tournament. The Virginia Cavaliers, they know what they have to do in that building. They have to win at least 2 games to qualify for the NIT. They have to win 4 games to win the ACC tournament and qualify for the and get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Pete Gillen's Cavaliers are the 11th seed in the tournament, taking on 6th seed Miami. Who's got off to a great start. Big Elton Brown, the nice post-up bucket, 2 of his 9 points. Virginia led by as many as 7, but Miami responds with a 7-0 one of their own. This one ties the game up. Guillermo Diaz with the bucket. But the story of the first half was J.R. Reynolds. He's been in a shooting slump for weeks, but here he hits the three-pointer, and then another Reynolds three-pointer. He had 16 points at halftime, but the Cavaliers still trailed by 4 at the break. In the second half, Virginia turns it over. Diaz picks it up, and he goes the other way for the Hurricanes. The slam, and Miami is up by 9. But Virginia fought back. Sean Singletary right here, the nice move, and then the bucket cuts the deficit to 5. With about 5 minutes to go, it's J.R. Reynolds again. Was he hot or what? Right there, driving to the bucket. 2 of his team-high 32 points. That makes it a 2-point game. About 2 minutes to go now. Virginia still down by 2. Devin Smith for 3. Got it. Virginia with their first lead of the second half. And then in the final furious seconds, Miami would have a chance to tie or take the lead. First shot won't go. Second shot won't go. No good. Virginia holds on for a 66-65 win. J.R. Reynolds is the only Cavalier in double figures. And look at Pete Gillen. He is relieved as the Cavaliers survive to play another day.
Brought my heart tonight. You know, J.R. put us on his back, and Jay Kane, Tunji came off the bench, and they helped rebound well for us. Devin hit a big shot. I mean, everybody stepped up somehow. You know, whether it was a rebound, a deflection, scoring, or anything. So I mean, tonight was just a team effort win.
I just let the game come to me tonight. Early on, you know, I just wanted to be very aggressive. You know, once the first couple shots started going down, you know, I know I had my rhythm. I got a little rhythm. My teammates did a great job giving me the ball.
I thought we played good D. Our guys dug down, you know, and we made some big shots. You know, Devin Smith made a big shot. J.R., Sean, I thought, stepped up. Our guys stepped up in the last, 8-10 minutes. We were fortunate to win.
The Cavaliers now advance to the tournament quarterfinals, which will be played tomorrow night. Virginia will face the Duke Blue Devils at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Virginia lost to Duke by about 25 points earlier this season down in Durham. You'll be able to see the Virginia-Duke game at 9 o'clock tomorrow night right here on NBC29.
Well, the Virginia Cavaliers hope they'll be alive next week. All they need is one more win to qualify for the NIT. But a formidable force lies ahead. The 5th-ranked team in the nation. Talking about the Duke Blue Devils. Sports Director Marty Hutloff continues our coverage of the ACC tournament. He's live from Capitol Hill in Washington with more. Hi, Marty.
Hello, Adam. It is Friday afternoon, and the Virginia Cavaliers are still alive in the ACC men's basketball tournament here in Washington. A lot of folks thought the Hoos would be one and done, but they came up with a very impressive 66-65 win over Miami last night. Let me take you back to last night at MCI Center. The Cavaliers would be led by J.R. Reynolds. He had a career-high 32 points. He kept Virginia in the game. Virginia trailed by 4 at halftime. The Hoos trailed by as many as 9 in the second half. But Virginia fought back. They rallied behind the play of Reynolds, and Sean Singletary and Devin Smith both hit some big shots down the stretch. Virginia escapes with a 1-point win. They live to play another day.
Because we won because we still had that confidence. I mean, we'd had that confidence since the beginning of the year. And we believed in ourselves. We believed that we were going to win, even though when we made mistakes. But, yeah, TJ did a hell of a job on Diaz, like I said, down the stretch, and he wasn't able to get clean shots, and that's why we won.
We just believed in ourselves. You know, we believe we can win. You know, we played together as a team. We knew we never was out of the game. So, you know, we did a great job, kept our poise, played with confidence.
11-seed Virginia will play 3-seed Duke tonight in the ACC tournament quarterfinals. You'll be able to see that game right here on NBC29. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll have more on last night's big star, J.R. Reynolds, plus a look ahead to tonight's game against Duke.
Now, Marty, the biggest headline throughout this season has to be whether or not Coach Gillen is going to be able to stay in Charlottesville, keep his job. Are a lot of people up there talking about that? That's still the big conversation piece. Every game has got to be a must-win.
Every game is a must-win because it was said at the beginning of the year, kind of known that Pete Gillen had to get his Cavaliers into the NCAA tournament to keep his job. It is the hot story up here. Everybody is talking about it. Everybody says, well, Pete Gillen, he has survived another day. They won last night. Can they do it again tonight? It may take Virginia to win the whole tournament to bring Pete Gillen back for another year.
Okay, Marty, we'll see you again at 6. Thank you.
We are expected to get the word that Pete Gillen will not be back for a 8th season and the remainder of his contract. Craig Littlepage expecting to make that announcement here momentarily. The Cavaliers finished the season 14-15. They missed the postseason, any postseason, for the first time since Pete Gillen's first year here at Virginia. A disappointing end. And again, Craig Littlepage, Virginia Athletic Director, expecting to announce that Pete Gillen has been fired. We are going to get the word here momentarily as we wait for Craig Littlepage.
Okay, Marty Hutloff there at the University of Virginia. Thank you, Marty.
NBC29 Sports Director Marty Hutloff joins us live from University Hall now with the latest. And Marty, obviously this move is anything but a surprise to anyone who has been following Cavalier basketball.
Steve, a lot of us saw it coming for several weeks now. Some saw it for as far back as a year ago. Pete Gillen is out as head men's basketball coach at the University of Virginia. UVA Athletic Director Craig Littlepage making the official announcement about an hour ago here at University Hall. Littlepage saying, quote, "The team did not reach the goals that we thought were achievable entering the season." The Cavaliers finished with a record of 14-15. Virginia missed the postseason for the first time since Pete Gillen's first season here. In Gillen's 7 seasons at Virginia, the Cavaliers only made the NCAA tournament once. On top of that, Gillen's teams had a terrible road record in the ACC, winning just 11 games and losing 45. Craig Littlepage's press conference to announce Gillen would not be back lasted less than 4 minutes. Here's some of what he had to say.
He's always handled the coaching responsibilities here at the University of Virginia with professionalism and humility, and I sincerely want to thank him publicly and personally for the work that he's done trying to build our program.
NBC29's Marty Hutloff has been on grounds all day following this story. He now joins us live at UVA with more. Marty.
Grant, the Cavaliers finished the season with a record of 14-15. The Who's missed the postseason for the first time since Pete Gillen's first season at Virginia. With the new arena being built, UVA Athletic Director Craig Littlepage wanted the men's basketball program to be on the rise. Both he and Gillen felt the time was right for Gillen to step down. Pete Gillen finishes with a career record at Virginia of 118 wins and 93 losses. In 7 seasons, Gillen only got the Cavaliers into the NCAA tournament once. Gillen said in a written statement, "I appreciate the opportunity given to me as the head coach, and I feel it is in the best interest of all that I step aside at this time. The university has always been a first-class operation, and I wish them all the best." Here's what UVA Athletic Director Craig Littlepage had to say at his press conference about an hour and a half ago.
I know that this is an attractive coaching position for a head coach that wants to pursue excellence and win championships. We've got all the ingredients to be able to do that. We have the ingredients for success. We have a great institution. We play in a great league, the Atlantic Coast Conference, the best league in the country. And we're going to build we're going to build the best basketball arena, on-campus arena, anywhere in the country.
Craig Littlepage there. Now, how do the Virginia players feel about Gillen stepping down? Here's sophomore forward Gary Forbes.
Obviously, I guess he won't be coaching here next year, and
Well, Virginia's football team got a bit of a break today.
No practice for the guys. Today was Meet the Team Day at Scott Stadium.
And that's where Sports Director Marty Hutloff is this evening. Marty, so who enjoyed this more, you think, the players or the kids that were out there?
Well, probably the kids, but I think the players had a good time signing autographs. Great afternoon here at Scott Stadium. It wasn't so brutally hot like in years past. It's hard to believe the college football season starts 2 weeks from Saturday. That's when the Cavaliers will host Western Michigan here at Scott Stadium. Now, today was Media Day. It was a chance for us to talk with the players and coaches. It was also what they call Meet the Team Day. It's a chance for the Cavalier fans to get autographs signed or get pictures taken with the players. Hundreds of people showed up. Fans also got a chance to take a tour of the stadium and go inside the locker rooms. All kinds of fun stuff like that. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke with head coach Al Groh for the first time since training camp began 2 weeks ago. Marcus Hagans was outstanding last year. Can he be even better this year?
I think he certainly can be, and he needs to be, and he wants to be. And every indication is that that's going to be the case.
You got to throw the ball a little bit more?
Well, that depends on not just Wally, but Marcus, but the people around him. 2 years ago, we threw the ball more than any team in the conference. That's what we could do very well. Last year, we ran the ball better than anybody in the conference. So It's not the coach who dictates the style of a team, it's the players on the team. Particularly now that we're in divisional play, that's the most important thing is win your division, get in the championship game.
Now, the Cavaliers have picked to finish third in the ACC's new Coastal Division behind Virginia Tech and Miami. But keep in mind, senior quarterback Marcus Hagans now has a year of experience under his belt, plus Wally Lundy is a veteran. He's going to have a great season, you have to think, running behind a big offensive line. These guys say they're ready to go.
We've been so close since I've been here. 1 game away, 2 games away, even a couple plays away. And I really feel like our team feel like it's a year for us to come out of nowhere and kind of shock some people.
I'm expecting bigger things from myself, so now I'm out there working hard every day just along with everybody else. So I think we're expecting a lot from our team, and we're just trying to get better each day as camp goes along.
What's one of those things that maybe you didn't do as well last year that you got to work on?
Oh, takeaways, without a doubt. I feel like some of the Virginia teams a couple years ago were taking the ball away, and we're helping the offense on defense.
Now, there were 7 guys who were drafted into the NFL last April, so Virginia lost a lot of great players, but the team returns 2 stars in offensive lineman DeBrickashaw Ferguson and linebacker Ahmad Brooks. Both of those guys would have been NFL first-round picks had they decided to leave school early.
I just feel that, when I was recruited by Al Groh, the one thing he wanted to do was win a championship, and at this stage we haven't done that. And until we do, I feel that I need to stay and help in that goal.
Now, Ahmad Brooks was here today at Media Day, but he did not talk to the folks, to the writers and to the TV folks. Brooks is still recovering from off-season knee surgery. Now, Cavalier defensive coordinator Al Golden has done a great job coaching the linebackers for the last few seasons. He now is going to coach the defensive backs instead. The secondary was one of the weaker points last season for the Cavaliers. You'll hear from Coach Al Golden on our morning show tomorrow morning during the 6 o'clock hour. And that is all from here. The first game against Western Michigan is just over 2 weeks away.
Hey, Mr. Opportunity.
Hear from Coach Frank Beamer, Marcus Vick, and all the Hokies. As for Virginia, they've got a month of hard work ahead of them before the season opener, which is Saturday, September 3rd against Western Michigan.
Marty, got any eligibility left?
You want me to play? Come on, these guys are ready to go.
What position would you be?
You
Left
got the
out?
height.
I'm a wide receiver, but these guys, they don't need me. The big key this year, can they beat the big boys in the ACC? We're talking Miami, Florida State, Virginia Tech. Big year for Virginia. Can they get over the hump and beat those elite teams in the conference?
All right.
Thanks so much, Marty. All right, we'll be right back.
Well, Virginia's football team got a bit of a break today.
No practice for the guys. Today was Meet the Team Day at Scott Stadium.
And that's where sports director Marty Hutloff is this evening. Marty, so who enjoyed this more, you think, the players or the kids that were out there?
Well, probably the kids, but I think the players had a good time signing autographs. Great afternoon here at Scott Stadium. It wasn't so brutally hot like in years past. It's hard to believe the college football season starts 2 weeks from Saturday. That's when the Cavaliers will host Western Michigan here at Scott Stadium. Now, today was Media Day. It was a chance for us to talk with the players and coaches. It was also what they call Meet the Team Day. It's a chance for the Cavalier fans to get autographs signed or get pictures taken with the players. Hundreds of people showed up. Fans also got a chance to take a tour of the stadium and go inside the locker rooms. All kinds of fun stuff like that. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke with head coach Al Groh for the first time since training camp began 2 weeks ago. Marcus Hagans was outstanding last year. Can he be even better this year?
I think he certainly can be, and he needs to be, and he wants to be. And every indication is that that's going to be the case.
You got to throw the ball a little bit more?
Well, that depends on not just Wally, but Marcus, but the people around him. 2 years ago, we threw the ball more than any team in the conference. That's what we could do very well. Last year, we ran the ball better than anybody in the conference. So it's not the coach who dictates the style of a team, it's the players on the team. Particularly now that we're in divisional play, that's the most important thing is win your division, get in the championship game.
Now, the Cavaliers have picked to finish third in the ACC's new Coastal Division behind Virginia Tech and Miami. But keep in mind, senior quarterback Marcus Hagans now has a year of experience under his belt, plus Wally Lundy is a veteran. He's going to have a great season, you have to think, running behind a big offensive line. These guys say they're ready to go.
We've been so close since I've been here.
football team got a bit of a break today.
No practice for the guys. Today was Meet the Team Day at Scott Stadium.
And that's where sports director Marty Hutloff is this evening. Marty, so who enjoyed this more, you think, the players or the kids that were out there?
Well, probably the kids, but I think the players had a good time signing autographs. Great afternoon here at Scott Stadium. It wasn't so brutally hot like in years past. It's hard to believe the college football season starts 2 weeks from Saturday. That's when the Cavaliers will host Western Michigan here at Scott Stadium. Now, today was Media Day. It was a chance for us to talk with the players and coaches. It was also what they call Meet the Team Day. It's a chance for the Cavalier fans to get autographs signed or get pictures taken with the players. Hundreds of people showed up. Fans also got a chance to take a tour of the stadium and go inside the locker rooms. All kinds of fun stuff like that. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke with head coach Al Groh for the first time since training camp began 2 weeks ago. Marcus Hagans was outstanding last year. Can he be even better this year?
I think he certainly can be, and he needs to be, and he wants to be. And every indication is that that's going to be the case.
You got to throw the ball a little bit more?
Well, that depends on not just Wally, but Marcus, but the people around him. 2 years ago, we threw the ball more than any team in the conference. That's what we could do very well. Last year, we ran the ball better than anybody in the conference. So it's not the coach who dictates the style of a team, it's the players on the team. Particularly now that we're in divisional play, that's the most important thing, is win your division, get in the championship game.
Now, the Cavaliers are picked to finish third in the ACC's new Coastal Division behind Virginia Tech and Miami. But keep in mind, senior quarterback Marcus Hagans now has a year of experience under his belt. Plus, Wally Lundy is a veteran. He's going to have a great season, you have to think, running behind a big offensive line. These guys say they're ready to go.
We've been so close since I've been here. 1 game away, 2 games away, even a couple plays away. And I really feel like our team feel like it's a year for us to come out of nowhere and kind of shock some people.
I'm expecting bigger things from myself, so now I'm out there working hard every day just along with everybody else. So I think we're expecting a lot from my team, and we're just trying to get better each day as camp goes along.
What's one of those things that maybe you didn't do as well last year that you got to work on?
Oh, takeaways, without a doubt. I feel like some of the Virginia teams a couple years ago were taking the ball away, and we're helping the offense on defense.
Now, there were 7 guys who were drafted into the NFL last April, so Virginia lost a lot of great players, but the team returns 2 stars, an offensive lineman, D'Brickashaw Ferguson, and linebacker Ahmad Brooks. Both of those guys would have been NFL first-round picks had they decided to leave school early.
I just feel that, when I was recruited by Al Groh, the one thing he wanted to do was win a championship, and at this stage we haven't done that. And until we do, I feel that I need to stay and help in that goal.
Now, Ahmad Brooks was here today at Media Day, but he did not talk to the folks, to the writers and to the TV folks. Brooks is still recovering from off-season knee surgery. Now, Cavalier defensive coordinator Al Golden has done a great job coaching the linebackers for the last few seasons. He now is going to coach the defensive backs instead. The secondary was one of the weaker points last season for the Cavaliers. You'll hear from Coach Al Golden on our morning show tomorrow morning during the 6 o'clock hour. And that is all from here. The first game against Western Michigan is just over 2 weeks away.
And
is believing.
Well, the Virginia Cavaliers are in the national spotlight tonight, hosting the defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels at University Hall on a game on national TV on ESPN. The Virginia Cavaliers come in with a record of 2-2 in the ACC. North Carolina, a record of 2-1 in the conference. Now, Virginia fans may think that the Cavaliers owe North Carolina a little bit of payback. Remember, North Carolina won on this court by 34 points last year, but this is a whole new North Carolina team, a much younger squad, a team that lost 7 players from last year's squad. 4 of those 7 players are now in the NBA. Now, the North Carolina Tar Heels, well, you know what? They're young. They've got 5 freshmen. Their scoring leader is freshman center Tyler Hansbrough. He's 6'9" and averaging 18 points per game. On Tuesday, Hansbrough was named the ACC Rookie of the Week for the 5th time this season after averaging 23 points and 8 rebounds in 2 games last week. It'll be a battle between 2 young teams in the ACC tonight, but Coach Nato says you can hardly consider Carolina's team, especially Hansbrough, inexperienced.
You take a guy like Tyler Hansbrough, who
as a freshman, one might call him young, but he's one of the best players in our league, and over 17 points a game, and a guy that rebounds the basketball as well as he rebounds and gets to the foul line as many times as he does. He doesn't play like a young guy, and the rest of the guys follow suit. And so, one, they've got enough games under their belt where it's hard to consider them young. At the same point in time, we've got to make sure to exploit some of the things that they may or may not do as well, and particularly on this night.
Well, now for more on tonight's game, we bring in NBC29's Mac McDonald, also the voice of the Cavaliers. Let's first talk about Virginia. They are 2-2. They are not very deep on the bench, but they're playing with a lot of passion right now. A great victory over Virginia Tech, especially Sean Singletary playing wonderful.
Yeah, it was, Marty. It was it was kind of a gut check because they scored the final 10. Sean Singletary had the stretch with 13 in a row, but more than anything, they showed themselves that down the stretch they can play defense and win a basketball game in a very, very tough environment. You play Carolina here, there, it doesn't make any difference. You've got a very, very good basketball team tonight, and a team that they're going to have to play defense to win.
And they're going to have to stay out of foul trouble because that's been a problem in the last 2 ACC games.
Yeah, down the stretch, I don't see Adrian Joseph trying to guard Hansborough. You're exactly right. Somehow, late in the game, Mikalauskas, Tunji, they've got to be in there late, and I hope it's, Hansborough's good. They're going to do a lot of zone tonight. 1-3-1, 2-3. We're going to do everything we can to zone them tonight.
Let's talk a little bit about North Carolina. They are 2-1 in the ACC, but coming off what they would consider a disappointing loss at home to Miami. They'll be fired up tonight.
Consider this. Roy Williams had not lost to an unranked team at home in 5 years. Last time he did it, he was at Kansas. He lost to Nebraska. This is a team that's going to be hungry because they've got another road trip this weekend to Florida State. So they know they can come in here. They could probably steal one. They're going to be in good shape. But I think the Cavs are going to protect the home floor tonight. I don't know why. The electricity's back. I just feel good about this one.
Hey, Virginia's played in close games so far in the ACC. All of them have come down to the final moments.
Yeah, and I think our guards, Reynolds and Singletary, I think Carolina's guards are going to have trouble guarding our guys tonight. I think that could be a big difference. Watch the Virginia guards tonight. They could be key, Marty.
Mac, thanks a lot. We'll look forward to your radio broadcast tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Mac McDonald, the voice of the Virginia Cavaliers. Tip-off tonight is at 7 o'clock. Now, some other news in the sports world today. The Redskins have hired a new offensive coordinator. He is Al Saunders. Saunders has spent the last 5 seasons as the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator. Kansas City, of course, has had one of the best offenses in the NFL, so that looks to be a good hire for the Redskins. And the UVA women's basketball team takes on 6th-ranked Maryland here at University Hall tomorrow night. You'll hear from Debbie Ryan coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. But first things first, Dave Lato and the Cavaliers taking on the defending national champion Tar Heels. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. This is also Roy Williams' 600th career game coach tonight in Division I basketball. And of course, we'll have highlights of post-game reaction tonight at 11. NBC29 News at 6 continues after this. Good evening, everybody, from University Hall. As we head down the stretch of the ACC regular season, every game is going to be big for the Virginia Cavaliers. Tonight may be their biggest of the season. 11th ranked Boston College is in town. It's a great chance for Virginia to pick up a quality win as they try to earn an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. Now, Boston College has a record of 8-4 and is tied for 3rd place in their first season in the ACC. The Eagles have won 5 in a row and 10 of their last 11. Their strength is on the front line with forwards number 3 Jared Dudley and number 1 Craig Smith. Both are from California and both are averaging 16.7 points per game. Those guys are tied for 7th place in the ACC in scoring. Virginia coach Dave Lato says this will be the best team the Cavaliers have played here at University Hall this season because Boston College can hurt you in so many ways.
In this case, it's a little bit of pick your poison because although those guys are very dangerous, they probably have as good a role definition as anybody else in the league, and that Hennett knows exactly where he's going to get his shots and his points from. You look at Sean Marshall, who is streaky but can make a ton of shots when left open, and as well as the other guys, Rice included. And so if you spend too much time worrying or preparing yourself for a guy like Smith, then other guys on the team can really hurt you, and that's what makes him so good.
It's going to be tough to guard him, but we just got to come together as a team and give our big men help and pinch down and try to strip the ball away from him.
Well, the Cavaliers have a record of 6-6 in the ACC, tied for 5th place. They play very well here at home. We're going to be joined here by Mac McDonald, the voice of the Cavaliers. I know one of the big stories here tonight, Loris Michalauskas. He's a little banged up.
He is a little banged up. It was a slight broken nose down at Florida State, Marty, and a mild concussion. The doctors have worked on him for 2 days. He's tried on 2 different masks. He is going to play tonight, which is great news. We don't know how many minutes. He looks like a hockey goalie out there, but he's a tough kid, and they're going to watch it very closely to see, but he's ready to go, and he is going to play.
Virginia as a team has played much better at home this season.
Yeah, this is, and it's kind of the nature of college basketball. It's a great shooting environment here, and we're going to try to use speed to count. You talked about how good this Boston College front line is. Dudley and Smith are tied for 7th in the ACC in scoring, 16.7 exactly apiece. This is a great front line. We're going to have to run with them again, tonight, try to beat their backcourt, get some easy points, because you don't want to stay in a half-court slugfest tonight with these guys.
And about Boston College, are they similar to any other teams Virginia's faced? They faced big guys like Sheldon Williams down at Duke.
Yeah, it's a front line a lot like what Virginia Tech can do with Deron Washington and Coleman Collins, except these guys are about this much better. The front line is really good, and they've got the best 6th man in the country in Tyrese Rice, nearby Richmond. The kid has starters minutes. He comes off the bench and just guns it from deep. So Cavaliers got their work cut out for them tonight, Marty.
Mac, thanks for being here. We'll look forward to your call tonight.
All right, have a great one. Thanks.
All right, Mac McDonald, the voice of the Virginia Cavaliers. Now, also today, we got a tour of the brand new John Paul Jones Arena. I want to show you some of the video that we shot from a little bit ago. This is the first time we got a tour of the first time inside the new arena. Most of the seats are in. They have that plastic on them still. Of course, the basketball court is not there yet, but you can kind of get a good feel for where everything would be, including the student seating section around the court and behind the basket. The project is on schedule and on budget. It, of course, will be a multi-use facility, not just the basketball arena, when it opens up this spring. Now, across the street here this afternoon, a windy afternoon for baseball. Let me show you a little bit of the Virginia baseball game. All-American Sean Doolittle making his first start of the season on the mound as the Virginia baseball team played host to Old Dominion, actually Virginia Commonwealth. We're scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. The Cavaliers' bats come alive. Brandon Geyer sends a shot to the wall and left. And 2 Virginia runs would score on Geyer's triple. UVA up 2-zip. Next batter is freshman David Adams. Boy, he's going to be a good one here at UVA. Gives it a ride to the warning track and center. Plenty deep for Geyer to tag and score on the sac fly. That makes it 3-zip, and that's enough for Doolittle, who had his good stuff working today, striking out Trey Harris. Doolittle struck out 7 in 5 innings pitched. Virginia beats Virginia Commonwealth 7-1. The Wahoos improved to 6-1 on the season. And back here live at University Hall, the game tonight is a 7 o'clock tip-off with Boston College. It is not on local television, but of course we'll have highlights and post-game reaction coming up for you tonight after our Olympic coverage. Now, it's also a big night of high school basketball, lots of regional playoff games. We'll have a complete wrap-up of all those games also coming up tonight after the Olympics. That's all from here. I'll see you later tonight. NBC29 News at 6 continues after this.